Hey everyone, Zas here for a Legacy Cube. Let's see how we do. Make sure we're running. So I've been thinking, I think one deck that might be good in this is sort of like mid-range green-white with like lightning greaves. You know, if you can kind of hit with like 4 or 5 casting cost creatures. That's something, an archetype I'd be interested in, but otherwise, let's just see what we pick up. Well, there's a Gilded Lotus, which I feel sort of almost compelled to take immediately. There's Jace is fine. I think Visara is okay. And yeah, Acidic Slime is just fine as well. But yeah, Gilded Lotus is such a high upside, especially I think, you know, you can really dominate with like the big cards in this game, since it's not quite as fast. It still can be very fast. I think White Weenie can be really, really fast in this deck, in this cube. But and you know, unlike Vintage, the artifact mana is so rare that I think makes the relative value really go up high. So yeah, definitely cannot complain about this start. Now, like a Karn, an Ugin, a Nicol Bolas, high-powered Planeswalker would be good. Or, you know, even just still like a mid-range green deck would be fine as well. Oh, this guy's new. That's pretty good. Yeah, he's okay. Yeah, that's pretty strong. That's pretty strong. I'm wondering if I should take a Gearhulk here. Maloku is perfectly reasonable. Ancestral Vision is good. Maybe it's Ancestral Vision, though. Yeah. I do like the idea of this guy, you know, great in like recurring nightmare type of thing. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go for the Vision just for the cheaper mana cost. Ooh. Well, I was immediately gonna say, oh, I wish I'd taken the Gearhulk because now there's Ob Nixilis, but there's Treachery is even better than Ob Nixilis. So that's a very strong signal that Blue's open to have that third pick. Yeah, I would have been quite happy Gearhulk in this, but I think this is even better. Yeah, really hard to say no to that. Even in the Vintage Cube, this is a very, very high pick. So at this point, that's very strong. Still could definitely look for another color. And blue is fine, or red. Here's red that actually works quite well with Gilded Lotus. Yeah, maybe I should just go for this. I don't tend to like blue-red just because it ends up being the Kiki-Jiki thing that I find just not super fun. And there's also, you know, Warhammer. The equipment has been toned down. They don't have the swords, but it can be pretty hard to beat an active Warhammer. But with that said, yeah, you know, this untaps this works pretty well with Gilded Lotus. And it would be foolish to ignore these good cards. Ooh, okay. So here there's Snapcaster. And there's also just, was this new art for Lingering Souls? That's kind of cool. Oh, nice. But there's also Ojutai. Ojutai is very good, very splashable. This guy not quite so splashable. And then there's also Gisela, who's, I find you can just win a lot of games with just a turn 4 Gisela, just very fast and hard to deal with. But this is easier to cast, you know, if we're more blue. And that is not a small thing. Also, Snapcaster, very good. Yeah, I'll take the Ojutai here. Just for the easier to cast. Okay, and Glen Alundra is very nice. Gideon, also very good, but Glen Alundra can really shut some decks down. So there's also compulsive research, but yeah, Glenalundra is a very high pick. Somebody is just not, like, blue is just not being played here. Okay, there's Talrand. So far, not a whole lot to go with it, except Ancestral Visions. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we get one card back from this. There's Kiora, and Supreme Verdict. Wonder if this is a Supreme Verdict deck, though. But yeah, maybe trying to splash too many colors is a little ambitious. Okay, yeah, I'll take the Verdict. Okay. So here's a temple that would help us cast our Relzeric. And otherwise, this draws cards. Yeah, let's take the drawing cards. Drawing cards is good, right? Our curve's pretty high. This is something we need to be a little bit aware of. And here's a Stay of Judgment. It's also this, though. That's certainly some good long-term card advantage, and this is maybe more survivability. Yeah, let's take a second day. And here, boy, we're really high-end with stuff like Maloka. Maybe we just need a Spellskite to survive here. Yeah, let's... Although if we do get something like Opposition, I'm going to take her just because Opposition... Yeah, if we do get Opposition, it's such a good combo. It's a little bit... And... Alright, I don't love Dissipate, but I'll take it. And how is this good? You can play it as I have Cat and return something. Alright. Oh. I'll play it, I suppose. And not playing either of these, but I can side in Terminus. And... Alright. That's an interesting first pack. Alright, here there's a Frost Titan who's very good and probably what we're going to end up taking. There's Serum Visions is just a fine early card. And I'm a really big fan of Mirror Entity. It's a great finisher and it actually works very well with Maloku. And Sphinx, yeah, this is just a good pack for us overall. Goblin Guide, I might have taken that if that had been Prec 1. Or Bitter Blossom, another very strong card. I almost want to take Serum Visions because we have so much high-end stuff and we need more low-end stuff. But Frost Titan is just so good. Yeah, I really do like Frost Titan. He's such a fantastic finisher. Yeah, I think I'll take Frost Titan. And this may be the wrong pick. And here... Here we've got a Tameo. And there's Thirst for Knowledge, there's Threads, Reflecting Pool is good too. I think it's Tameo here. Yeah, Tameo's a pretty good, just strong planeswalker in general. I'm kind of worried that I've got too much high-end stuff and not enough low-end stuff, but she does a very good job and pretty good synergy with Frost Titan as well. So I will take her and see if I can lower the curve. Okay, so I think it might just be Man of War. It's a nice early play, kind of reduces, slows things down while you get to ramp up. On the green side, Terracodon's great. Be happy with him. If I want to go white, I'd take a quarter paladin, but I think we're pretty set in blue here. So yeah, I'll just take Man of War and have a little bit lower per. Wow, Elspeth. And Geist. You know, I'm a huge fan of Geist. Oh man. Two cards I'm quite a fan of. So this is much more of an early aggro card than an early defensive card. God, and Elspeth is so strong though. We're totally going to lose to Geist. Well, I mean, the only answer we have to Geist is we have like Day and Terminus. But yeah, maybe we just take Elspeth and try to play Control-y and we can bring in like Day and Terminus. Yeah, I think that's just too good. So let's look at what our deck looks like if we bring this and this in. Oh, there's a Teferi. Cruiser. And this is certainly fine too. You know, I'm actually wondering if the answer isn't just Kitchen Finks, you know, just another sort of early keep you alive type of card. I mean, he's very good, but, you know, we have so much stuff at 4 and 5 here. I think it's Kitchen Finks. All right. There's Legacy's Allure, which I'm a huge fan of. Also Kira, but I really feel like we need to lower our curve, and Ponder is exactly the kind of card that does that. So just need to make sure we have early stuff to play, you know, especially with a deck like this where we really want to be hitting our 6 lands consistently, you know, find a land. Be pretty happy if I get that Serum Visions back. And Ponder works actually pretty well with Terminus, you know, and Serum Visions if we get that back to scry things. Okay. So I think it's between Land Tax and Merfolk Looter. Land Tax just good at obviously finding your lands, but I think it's more Looter here. Day is one of my favorite cards. I'm happy to take this as an early pick. And it's fine. I don't usually like playing blue-white control, but we're just getting handed the cards here. All right, this is our original pick. There's the Sphinx's Rev to refill our hand, but we do already have Careful Consideration, and I actually think it's Mirror Entity here. Maybe that's a bit crazy, but he's such a big threat, and he works very well with Moloku. I mean, he's certainly better in an aggro deck. There's no question about that. But I will take him. Okay, yeah, Wall of Omens is exactly the kind of thing we want here, and sure, take a Dragon Slayer. Okay, now we're getting the things we're not playing. I guess I'll take a Pilgrim. So I think the big weakness here is no fixing whatsoever. Okay, I'll take a late Teferi. And yeah, I think I'll take it over a Quarantine Field. This is what the fixed... What is this? This is sort of like the fixed natural order, but like way less good. Because you can only find X plus 2. Okay, so there's Part the Water Veil. It's pretty good, but again on the late end stuff. Man Mana Confluence and Stratus Dancer and Absent are also very strong. I wonder if we just play the Stratus Dancer, though. That's good. The thing is, we have no way to deal with permanence, and Absent does that. But part of me just wants to take the Confluence. You know, we need... I think I'm going to take the Confluence. We really need fixing, and we're already very close to our number of playables, and I'd be happy to wheel any of these other things. There's the Bruna if we'd taken Gisela, which I'd have been happy to take, but here we're going to take the Colonnade. 2 fixing cards, exactly what we wanted. And a third. Yeah, I think I can't ignore that. I really like Council's Judgment, but 3 fixers in a row, that's fantastic. Ooh, Thassa might be exactly what we want here. Got a lot of devotion cards. Scry 1, yeah, I'll take a Thassa. We still have the potential of being way more blue than white. I think that the white cards I really like are Ojutai, Elspeth, and Verdict. The others, maybe less so. I like the Wall of Omens too, though. And here, yeah, I like the way that looks. Maybe the Finks too. I don't know if we can play Ralzeric either at this point. Yeah, that looks pretty good for a Thassa. And what happened to our Maloku? Should definitely put Maloku in. Hey, there's a Brimaz. Ooh, but this guy's pretty good, isn't he? Skulks and then you can make stuff? Yeah, let's take him. And also lets our curve be a little lower. Brainstorm or Old Man of the Sea. Old Man's really good against certain decks, but I feel like Brainstorm is just going to be an always play. And it's very good with stuff like Terminus. Yeah, let's take the Brainstorm. And yeah, I'll take an O-Ring. That's the kind of card we need. Now, how many things can we, Scepter, we can Brainstorm and Daze. Yeah, it's not that great. What about this? Okay, maybe we'll just side this in. I feel like Terminus is pretty good with Brainstorm. And we can also like loot it away. Ooh, part the Waterveil came back, and so did Absent. Yeah, let's take Waterveil. It's such a great like late game. Late game card. I mean, 9 is super expensive. Okay, playing none of these. I suppose we can side in a thing in the ice. It might be against super aggro decks. Might be good. Wow, that is a late Birds of Paradise. All right, bring in a Yosei. So yeah, I don't think we're playing Relzeric, unfortunately. It's definitely an argument for Mirror Entity, though. And sure. And okay. So there's definitely an argument, I was going to say, to play Mirror Entity when we have both Maloku and Elspeth. This is 27, though. He's pretty good, but I can see him... I mean, he is good, but I can see him being better against some decks. What do things look like if we take white out? Just hypothetically here. I know it's crazy to take white out when our white is so good, but just as a baseline. All right. So, yeah, that's certainly a reasonable start to a deck. We don't have a whole lot of permission. We've just got Daze and Dissipate. And we've got Galenalandra. Can't ignore that. And for card draw, we've got Careful Consideration. Let's see if Thing in the Ice is playable. Let's put creatures separately. So, Thing in the Ice works on instants or sorceries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think Thing in the Ice plays here, at least not as it is. That seems good, right? It's basically like you draw a card for 2. No, you keep card parity, and then you just make. You spend 2 mana to make some tokens. That seems good. So we've got room for 4, I'd say, white card. And this is a blue card, too. Emerge 7, so we could sack, like... It just doesn't seem that great. Seems like the white stuff is better. So cards I really like, let's put cards I really like in this pile here. Kitchen Finks count as white. I really like Elspeth. I really like Ojutai. I really like O-Ring. And I like the wall, but I can see siding it against a certain kind of deck. I am a big fan of Mirror Entity. Even with just like 2 total creatures, you know, it's massive threat. And then we're not playing Supreme Verdict. Maybe we side in Supreme Verdict, so we could start this. And this gives us a pretty good long game. And, you know, also the possibility of aggroing out, you know, like Entity plus like War Infiltrator, just, you know. Even if you have like 3 creatures and you know, exit 3 or 4, it's pretty scary. Okay, I like that. So there's this, and then this magic suggests 11 and 3. That's probably reasonable. The only double white we have is Elspeth, which I do like that. We're minimizing the double white. And then the other stuff is pretty splashable. So against a big creature deck, we can bring in Terminus, Judgment, Wall of Omens, even Linvala. Yeah, all these are pretty good against, against like large creature deck. We can bring this in. This sort of like also works like a Mana War. Sort of like a Venser, even. Okay, I'm willing to give this a shot. Let's see how we do. Yeah, let's actually take a screenshot of our deck. It's a thing I forget. I think we've improved our curve. I was pretty worried that we only had like 4 and 5 drops, but we've got a reasonable number of earlier drops now as well. All right, let's see how we do in our first round. I'm wondering if maybe Mirror Entity is a little too aggro and I should have played Wall of Omens instead. That's a possibility. I will admit I have a love for Mirror Entity from when I used to draft that set. Well, this is a fine start. We've got a Colonnade. And into a Looter. And then into Thassa if we want to. And then we can either hold up Dissipate or play a Thassa, depending. Tarmogoyf, okay. Well, let's see. There's a good chance we can hit Dragon Lord Ojutai, so maybe we just want to, and we're not going to have the Devotion to blue at 5, although Thassa will help us hit our lands for sure. Yeah, I'm okay with playing Thassa. Maybe first we should loot though, right? Yeah, that's probably right. Okay, I think we can discard an island because we'll know that we'll get, well, we don't know, but I'm guessing that we'll get a land with Scry. Don't play anything and just let me dissipate. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so now we want to land. Okay, that's great. We'll put that on the top. So play that. And yeah, now we'll just dissipate and might as well loot end of his turn. Dissipate whatever this is. Yeah, I'll dissipate that. So might as well just loot now. Ooh, Elspeth. Definitely want to keep that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want the Elspeth in the land and the Ojutai, so I guess that means we discard O-Ring. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. because Elspeth is really that good. And Frosty. Frosty, yeah, he can definitely... But, no, I want to land for the Elspeth, right? So let's put that on the bottom because, yeah, we want to hit our lands. Okay. So we got it. And great, we can loot on his turn. Thundermaw. Okay, well, that is annoying. That is annoying for sure. We can use Elspeth and destroy too if we really need to. Yeah, let's loot. Brainstorm. Yeah, we can discard the brainstorm. Okay, so that definitely hurts. So yeah, I guess we can put that on top. So now I think we just want to play Elspeth, keep this guy on blocking, and plus her. Just so we can make a bunch of dudes, right? It's gotta be right. Just because if I minus her, then I'm left facing the Tarmogoyf, and I don't have a great answer to that. So yeah, let's just make a bunch of guys. And then this guy will be hexproof, so. Yeah, we might be able to just uptick our way to Elspeth. So happy to trade. And then we'll make sure to loot. 6 mana, now we can loot any lands away. So we can just discard that. And I'll put that at the bottom. All right. So yeah, I think we can actually also minus Elspeth at this point. That would be a thing as well. But I'm kind of okay with just upticking her. Because if we do get to 7, that's pretty scary. Right? And let's play... Yeah, and if he attacks, we can like always like bounce with Harbinger or whatever. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The other option we can do is just make the colonnade. That's a pretty legit play as well. But in case he has some sort of hasty thing, I'd rather just have the Harbinger. So let's... Do we attack? Yeah, I guess we might as well. Now we'll wait one. I'll wait. I'm gonna slow roll it here. Uh-oh. Well, that's going to be a problem one. We may just lose to that. Yeah, all I can find is days, which won't help, so that's fine. And he's attacking us, so if we're burned out, well, we're burned out. Karn. That is very scary. Yep. So I'm guessing he's going to exile our Elspeth here. Yep. All right. So let's loot and see if we get something good here. Okay, I can discard the land. Ooh, mirror entity. That we definitely want on top. So, can we kill him? Let's see. If we play mirror entity, and then we plus it at 3, we have 7 3/3s. He can block one of them. So we'll have 6 3/3s to deal 18, which will not quite kill him. Okay. So that means that I think we just want to attack Karn then? Yeah. Right, let's think of it. 7, he blocks 1, 6, 18. Yeah, so, okay. Okay. Stagger shock. That's problematic. So we might just die. So now we have to draw land, I think. So that will not do it, so we can discard it. And we can scry for land. And that is not what we wanted either. So now we just have to draw land. Okay, we got it. So let's see if this does it. See if this does it. We did it. Go mirror entity. All right, that was really close. So he's red-green sort of burn value. So immediately I want to think about the things that I like Kitchen Finks that stabilizes, and Wall of Omens also stabilizes. Well, it seems maybe better than like Teferi, and maybe Part is also a little ambitious. Yeah, let's bring the curve down. Let's take out an island, maybe, and bring in at least one plains. Do I also just want a Supreme Verdict? Maybe I do want a Supreme Verdict. That was good. I think, yeah, we'll just lower our curve a little bit and see how that does. it's on the slower end, but we'll draw to Tamiyo, and we have a lot of other draws, so I'll keep this. It's definitely more stuff on the slow end. Just don't play stuff. Well, that is stuff. Okay, it's slow, but I'll take it. Okay, Koth would be really bad. Okay, he's not playing Koth. Lucky for us. Okay, and play planes. Now we can, at least on the way to Ojutai. It's definitely not great. But so far there's no real pressure. Although I would imagine now he can do 5. You can probably play something pretty scary. Wow, he played nothing. That's fantastic for us. Okay. Play Thassa here. And yeah, next turn we've got Ojutai, Tamiyo, Elspeth. And Ojutai and Thassa should get us... Uh-oh. Prime time? 6 mana. Burst Lightning. Okay, that's actually pretty good for us, if that's it. Are we casting this thing this turn? No. Yeah, we definitely want that. So Tamiyo here. Huh. So Ojutai or Tamiyo? Tamiyo, we can tap down his land, which is pretty nice, and that takes us 1 toward the uptick. Ojutai starts to hurt him. I like keeping him off red. Let's Tamiyo. Now, if you've watched others of my draft, I had one terrible misclick one where I Tamiyo'd myself. See if we can avoid doing that. And we can Elspeth next turn. So he is hurt on mana, which is nice for us. Do we get this? That we're fine to put on the bottom. So now we can cast it, I think, right? Okay, and that Mirror Entity works really nice with Elspeth. So I think we'll play Elspeth, and then we're on definitely threatening to win the game shortly after. Let's tab this again. Let's play an Elspeth. And plus her. And now if he has something really bad, we can O-ring it. Oh, did he pass again? Okay. All right, ended. Yeah, that was a pretty tough situation to get back from. I think he was mana screwed, but even a Karn or, you know, yeah, there's not a whole lot. I'm trying to imagine what he could have had, you know, sort of just green and 1 red, maybe like some big creature or something, but then, yeah, it's not much you can do against that. Anyway, that's one, so let's see if we want to relook at our deck again. Wonder if part is a bit greedy, for example, and we'd be better off with like maybe a wall of omens just to smooth things out earlier, but we do have quite a good late game, I feel like. Part is good though, you know, if you're not playing against a deck that you need wall against. No, I think that was good. Let's go for match 2, see how we do. Yeah, if we want to also slow the deck down, we can take out guys like Harbinger or Infiltrator and bring in more control-y cards. This is an alright, sort of like mid-range. Yes, we'd like to play first. And this is the old one-lander, but it's a one-lander into Ponder, so it's really a two-lander. I'm going to go greedy. I think I'll do turn 1 Ancestral and then turn 2 hopefully Ponder into a land. Yeah, I'm going to be greedy and keep it. Okay, so let's ponder. Okay. So that is a bit of a tough one, right? Because now we'll just be at 2. Yeesh. Kind of feel like we have to shuffle this away. Because otherwise we're just at 2 mana, and yeah, we've got a Harbinger, but then what? Then nothing for a few more turns. Ugh, I think I'm gonna have to, we'll see, just in case. Yeah, I'm gonna shuffle. Okay, I got lucky. I got really lucky there. Now I have to get lucky again. Okay, that was not lucky. Uh-oh. We might just be dead anyway. If he just animates this, and unless we get an O-ring, we're basically dead. Okay, well that's really good because it lets us cast O-ring, so I will take it. And then there's also actually Mana War, so we might not be that screwed actually. Okay. So play a land. And I guess, what do we do? I guess we play Mirror Entity. Doesn't make sense to play any card draw spells. And Mana of War seems like a waste. And there's nothing else to play. So, okay, we'll play that. And then we'll have to discard something. 3, 4. I wonder if we just discard the... It's either the part the water veil or the careful consideration. Careful consideration might end up being really good later. Yeah, I think we discard the part the water veil. It's definitely, I think, the least immediately useful. One could make the argument that had I another land with Lotus, then water veil is good, but yeah. Okay, that's fine. Can kill our stupid guy. We also have possible treachery on Gristlebrand, which would be really nice if we draw a land. We did draw a land. So now we can treachery get Gristlebrand and play Tamiyo. That's got to be pretty good. Necrotal. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I kind of wish I had the water veil, but okay, let's. Tamiyo, and yeah, let's tab this Godless Shrine, and yeah, I think we can wait on the card draw until later. Until he like kills it or something. Liliana, okay. Days, okay, wouldn't have helped. Scolor me. So we could definitely play Titan. And now I kind of really wish I had the part the water veil, but how could I know? He took the Frost Titan. That makes sense. Also just O-ring his Liliana. So let's see. I want to protect my Tamiyo. So I could tap Discolor and just attack Liliana, but then I have to discard a lot of cards, and that seems bad. Seems better to like Man of War. So let's see. Let's at least play a Plains to start. So we've got 4, 5, 6. I could play a Lotus and then have 4 left. And play like a Thassa. I don't mind if he makes me discard a card. And the Colonnade will kill Liliana eventually. So maybe I just want to put as much stuff down as possible. There's also just plain Moloku. So let's see, I Tamiyo, tap down the Sculler, play Lotus, Thassa, and I have 1 mana left. I feel like I want to play Man of War or something. I'd like to be able to play Man of War. I want to play Lotus so that I can play Man of War and then play the Titan, I think. Yeah, so let's tap, say, the Sculler. Well, actually, the other option is I play a Moloku, and then I can just chump. But no, I think I want to play the Lotus. So let's we can tap this guy. And 3, 4, 5. I could just play Lotus and then also O-ring something. That's a thing. No, but let's play Thassa. He hits, and she's not a creature, so doesn't get sacrificed. And then next turn 3. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I can Mana War and do the Titan. Yeah, I like that idea. And then if something really bad happens, I have O-ring still. Okay, so we can discard an island and plains. Okay. And we have days. Fine. We can discard an island. Okay, on Tamio, that's fine. So he should be able to play anything in his hand. Grave Titan. Yep, that's scary. That is definitely scary. That's something I think we want to O-ring. And we can put on the bottom. All right. So can't treachery it. I think that's something I have to O-ring, just straight up, right? I'd like to, what I'd really like to do is, I can also just tap down the Titan, lose the Moloku, and then do Mana War. That's something. What if I just ignore the Titan right now? Oh, but now he can make me sacrifice a creature. Actually, that is not super great. Yeah, because now I have to. The problem is now the Liliana Plus makes me vulnerable. That I should have considered. Well, no, because if I do the Mana War, I can always sack the Mana War. So, let's see. 5, 8, 9, 10, right? 10 mana. So I can Mana War the Frost Titan, play Frost Titan, and use that to tap the Grave Titan. Yeah, maybe that's what I do. And I can also just like draw 2 cards. So let's do that. Okay, so now 6. Play Frost Titan. Tap this. And, ooh, I can actually even tap a zombie and attack with Thassa. That's a thing. Maybe I do that. Yeah. Let's tap the zombie. And let's attack with Thassa. Okay. Alright, well, let's see how that does. Definitely wish we had that part of the water field now. So maybe I should have discarded the careful. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, he can still kill his Lilian and trade for a Titan. Uh-oh. That's bad. Yeah, that's really bad. So now we need the blocker. So we basically have to sack the Thassa. No choice. Okay. Yep, well, that was bad. Merchant is scary. What can we do? Well, we have to attack to kind of lock down the Titan. So I think what we have to do is O-ring and maybe we just O-ring the Titan and like play Moloku. Yeah, so let's play Moloku. Well, let's not give him info, right? Let's let's tap this thing. Attack. We have to tap the I guess I can tap that and then O-ring. Yeah. Let's tap that just to deal damage to him. Because we gotta kill him quick. So let's play Moloka now. Okay, now we can make a bunch of guys. And then we still have Harbinger, but I need to O-ring this guy for sure. Nothing we can do about that. Now we just gotta make some flyers here. Did not. Okay, let's. Tap to Gear Hulk. Do we just want to draw cards? Let's tap to Gear Hulk. Okay, and this we can flash in. That we can flash in. So 3, 4, 5, and flash in that thing. Okay, so let's Let's just hold back. Okay. And yeah, he can take our Harbinger, I guess, that's fine. Maybe I should have cast Careful Consideration, but I also wanted to have a bunch of lands too, so. So he's got one flyer. Yeah, we'll do that. So all of these attack Liliana. Let's see how that does. Okay. And play Looter, and we can still Heartbringer with the Tide. Okay. Oh, did I forget to Tameo? Jeez Louise, I'm terrible. That's pretty awful. Can I make blockers? 3 blockers. Well, it's pretty awful, but let's see. So let's block this, chump this, block, and block. Oh no, I have to block the flyer, right? So block this, block this, chump, chump, block, and block. There. Illegal, can't be blocked by 2 or more creatures. I didn't even get that, okay. Oh my god, okay. Block, 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 and chump. There. Yeah, that missing the Tameo is pretty bad. And now I can just cast Gristlebrand, which is bad. We can just concede, I think. We're running out of time, and with the Gristlebrand, there's not a lot we can do. Okay, so Reanimator. I think definitely we want to play the Verdicts and stuff. So Verdict and Day of Judgment would be good here. Maybe less so Mirror Entity and like Harbinger. Even Terminus seems actually fantastic, right? Maybe Terminus over like a part. Okay, let's try that. Let's see if we can play a little bit faster. Let's also take out 2 islands and add in 2 plains, because we're adding so much white. All right. So we'll keep this. Okay, it's scary. Liliana, huh? Okay. So just play the infiltrator. Well, the infiltrator, he'll just kill it. So that's really bad for us. Okay, so I guess we just got to play this and be done. Okay. Same. Alright, I guess we just play the Glenwandra. Okay, so let's attack. Alright, doesn't do anything because he's -2/1, okay. Let's just play Ojutai here. See if that does it. You gotta go fast. Hopefully hexproof makes it tough for him to do something. It's got Grave Titan here. Grave Merchants. Okay, that's fine. So let's attack. Attack Liliana and attack him. Put one in my hand. How about a Tamio? Okay, in the order. And let's play a Warfield Infiltrator here. Oh. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's just play Careful Consideration. Actually, no. Let's just play the Wharf Infiltrator. Okay. Make sure we have mana for our stuff. Okay, Sun Titan. Sure. Gets your Liliana back. Kill my guy. Yep. Island. Let's tap down his guy. Okay, and then we'll attack Tamio Liliana here and attack him. And yeah, we're done. Okay, that's problematic. Okay. Day of Judgment. So let's attack him. Then we'll still have the Supreme Verdict. Okay, we'll take this in order, and let's play Day of Judgment. God damn, I keep doing that. Okay, always yield. Tap that, and we have 3 mana left, and we'll be done. Okay, that's fine. We'll still have Elspeth. Okay. Let's play that. Okay, now we're just on active Elspeth here. And we're scased, we verdict. Okay. I don't know how we got all that stuff back. Okay, so 3, we have enough to do both, so let's O-ring the Liliana. Okay. And let's verdict. White, white. Okay, and let's make more soldiers. Crystal Brand, good God, okay. Okay, let's mana war him. All right. Woo. So I wonder if just looking at my time though, I have to play so fast that I can't do this stuff, but yeah, maybe I just keep it. I really need to play faster. Basically what I'm getting at is, do I bring back in Mere Entity? This guy doesn't seem very good though against Liliana. Let's be real. Doesn't have that much like early stuff, right? This guy's better. I can like kill something he has. Yeah, or like even Finks. Yeah, let's take the, I think this is better. Okay. Well, we'll just have to play really fast. Not impossible. It'll be hard, but not impossible. Definitely all the wraths were good against him. What is my opponent doing? This should not be a very difficult decision. Is he disconnected? Who knows? Who knows? Sorry for... Wish YouTube would just like let you edit these sections out. Okay, here we go. We'll definitely keep. And we'll keep and play all this stuff. Just ramp out to Elspeth. It's really a race against the clock for me. I have to do a lot of F6ing. Okay. What we can do. Guess we careful. It's pretty bad though to be careful like that, but what else do we have? Probably losing here. Guess we cast, right? We got nothing else. Okay, we can discard a plains and an island because we'll have tons of land. Okay, yeah, great. So now we still have to discard that. Okay. Okay, and end of turn we'll flash into Fairy, I guess, to maybe kill his Liliana. That's the best, right? Or do we just play Lotus? Yeah, let's just play, let's just play Lotus. Stop thinking. Just need to cast stuff. Okay. And don't forget we have days. Get something dazed. We can actually hardcast days. We don't need to return something. Okay, there's a treachery. Great, so let's see. Maybe it's just Elspeth out. Yeah, 2, 3. That's fine. Don't care. frost titties. That. That's the treachery, his thing. Let's just play Frost Titan. I'll tap this. That's fine. Should have tapped a land, would have saved it. We still have days. Okay. And we'll play Boloko. And yeah, we'll have just a bunch of guys to attack with, to block with, I mean. And no time, so we gotta just treachery this shit here. Now we just have to basically kind of just win here. That's fine. Don't have time for all that crap. Really just got Ultimate or Elspeth here. No time for shenanigans. Yep, should have made a guy. Don't have time. And can he deal with my Elspeth? That's what it's going to come down to, I think. And we can also make a pretty big Moloko thing. Okay, that's fine. Just ignore that. Okay. Woo! Down to the nick of time, but we did it thanks to our Elspeth Plus, and oh, that was exciting. All right, here we are for match 3. I think we're good, but let's take a look again if we want to bring in anything. I'm not sure we want to bring in the verdict and stuff like that. It is on the little more aggro, but a more balanced mana curve, and we still have pretty good late game. And Mirror Entity definitely proved its worth. So yeah, let's go again like this and see how we do. I think they've sort of weakened the legacy cube. So, you know, it used to be that green ramp was extremely powerful. I mean, it still probably is, but, you know, it had like natural order, and red was really, really good. And so I think now that they've weakened it a little bit, it really makes like decks that have like long-term value very, very good. So that would be like Planeswalkers or sort of like recurring Nightmare decks. And then I also think decks that can kind of like play hasted fatties, you know, like I think this kind of deck would not be good in Vintage Cube, but you know, if you can play like hasted Pelucranos or something like that, that's really good. Okay, well, we have Treachery and Draw. That's totally fine. We'll keep this. It's on the slow end, but there's a lot of stuff we can draw, and we are playing first. Okay, well, you can just brainstorm end of turn. I mean, we might as well actually brainstorm now, I think. Because who knows? Alright, so we can just put, I think, land. And we'll just play this. So Mirror Entity will probably just get killed, but that's okay. Okay. Oh, and I totally misclicked. That's embarrassing. Okay. Well. Pelucranos? That would be bad. I wouldn't want to see Pelucranos. Okay, Fertile Ground. Alright. So I think we just careful consideration here, right? Yeah. So that's -1 and +2, so 7, yep. Alright. I do think we want the Mana Confluence in case we get an Elspeth. But so maybe we discard 2 islands. Yeah. You know, just in case we get Elspeth, I think it's worth it. You can also play like Treachery and Ojutai. Oh, that's bad. Yep, okay. Good. Now I'm really glad I kept the Confluence. Maybe an Archmage. So if you play something really big, then Oh, opposition. That is going to be really problematic for us. I don't know if we have a good way to beat this. Yeah, that's going to be very tough for us to beat. Okay, well, I'll just attack. Whisperwood, okay, that's gonna kill us in pretty short order, so we don't need to concede, but I think we're effectively dead, and we're gonna want to side in a lot of these Wrath type cards, although of course you can sack it, and then this is very Wrath resistant, right? You can sack it, and then manifest cards. Yep. Yeah, that's really bad. Let's just Elspeth. Discard. Part the water wheel, that's never ever getting cast. And yeah, we're already at like okay. Yep. Well, he's doing it by the book, and it's working. Alright, an island. Attack. And just dead on the swing back here. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Yep, GG, GG. Alright. So against green stuff, we definitely want to bring in our friend's Supreme Verdict and Day of Judgment, and probably Terminus as well. We can take out part. Maybe Dissipates, not maybe Mirror Entity is not that great against him. Teferi is just not that great against him. And thing is, he's gonna have a lot of stupid elves that can block this thing, so that doesn't seem that great either. Okay, and then let's take out 2 island and bring in 2 plains. And we could also play this. It's also I wonder if Linvala is good against him. Linvala does seem pretty good against him. I do think. It's just that, like, are we... You know, what do we play instead? Maybe it's better than Frost Titan. or Moloku. Moloku's pretty good with mirror. Maybe Dissipate isn't that good against him. Yeah, let's take out Dissipate and put in a Lodenvala. We're kind of tapping out with this deck, aren't we? Maybe Daze isn't that good against him. Maybe we could take... Yeah. Yeah, Daze not that great. Let's hold Dissipate. Let's try this. Okay. So yes, play first. Sure, we'll keep. Okay, we'll play a Plains first. And yeah, we can do loot into Mirror Entity, and that might actually kill him. You know, it goes pretty quickly. So do we draw and discard first? Yeah, let's just play the entity, I think. And do we attack? I think we're on the aggro here, so let's attack. Because we can deal 8 next turn and then lethal afterwards. Yeah, let's go for that. What's he gonna do? Bounce me? Cryptic. Tap and what? Draw a card. Okay. So I can loot in response. And discard maybe this Mana Confluence. Okay. So we're still presenting lethal next turn. Slime ball, alright, that's fine. So let's see, this will have Death Touch, so that'll be the end of our Mirror Entity, but we can still deal 5 to him, so he's at 6. That seems okay. The other option is we play Lotus into Thassa, and then we make stuff unblockable. That's probably better, right? Because 5, we'll have 8 mana. We spend 4. Yeah. That's got to be the right move, I think. So let's give him a break. And yeah, make a little Thassa here. And okay, not attack. But we will probably loot at the end of this turn. Okay, that's scary. But I think we still, with Thassa, have a pretty good. Frosty. That's good too. Maybe better than just drawing though. Now let's discard this. Lands would be good here, yeah. I'll put it down on top. All right, so we got 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I don't think he can kill us. So 2. I could make a devotion of 4. Yeah, so let's just do that. Okay, we'll attack. We are all in on this plan, but I think it's a pretty good plan. If he has opposition, we're in big trouble, but we still can Day of Judgment. And then, but yeah, opposition would be the worst thing we could see. Because then he still gets 3 creatures, which really sucks. Okay, that's a repeal. Yeah, opposition, then even if we have Judgment, he still has 2 creatures, so it's very bad for us if he has a opposition. Okay, he didn't. Great. So we just want to play it like that again. Yeah, we kind of went the fast way that time. The other question is, do we play like Hidden Dragon Slayer, which sort of destroys some of his stuff? You know, maybe that's better than maybe like a looter. Or maybe better than a Dissipate. Dissipate seems like it would have been pretty good there. Or even I wonder, like Archmage. He does have opposition. That's one of our few ways to stop it. Yeah, bouncy. Maybe that's better than like Mana War. Although Mana War on a big thing is. Yeah, let's take out Mana War and put in the Dragon Slayer. Okay. Alright, we'll keep this. And, this guy may end up doing something. And we have a bit of a slow draw here. So if he has opposition, we're just kind of toasty. Bit scary, although, you know, just going into a Supreme Verdict would be really, really nice. Okay, that's something. We can eventually O-ring an opposition if need be. So yeah, maybe here what we do is just hope he plays a non-Whisperwood creature and then we Verdict him. That would be good. I think even Verdict just on 2 elves is probably worth it. Okay, great. Inherited. Please just make that your turn. Or just another creature. Please, another creature. Okay. Alright, that's not what I wanted. I would have preferred he play like a Rofellos. But I will take a Verdict at this point, easily. Especially maybe if he's like discarding 2 lands. Thinking that he's okay on mana, that'd be really good. You can also eventually exile the Fertile Ground to act as a Stone Rain. And then after the Verdict, we can morph and megamorph the Dragon Slayer. Okay, and Treachery, great. So yeah, let's just Verdict here. Yeah. Well, that's annoying. However, I wonder if this is where we just Treachery, because that's such a good card. Yeah, and it takes care of opposition and everything, so yeah, let's... So I think we can Treachery and Careful here. Power of Treachery. Such a good spell. It's an instant 2-for-1, have a big threat, and I can play something else. Let's see. I don't think we Dragon Slayer here. I wonder, part of me wants to just O-ring his stupid Fertile Ground to keep him low on mana, just at 4. Is that greedy? I mean, the other thing is I can just O-ring whatever he plays. No, I think it's right to careful consideration here. If I played this during my main phase, yes, okay. So let's just do that. Okay, ooh, Terminus. Very useful if need be. It's also, so definitely want Mirror Entity. And then we'll put, we want the planes. So, let's see. Next, so next turn we want to play Elspeth. Elspeth works really close out the game with Mirror Entity. So maybe an O-ring takes care of stuff. So maybe, although Ojutai is card advantage. And if you were to play some like ridiculous creature, Terminus maybe. Now let's, so I think Hidden Dragon Slayer can go, well this, the thing is though, this takes care of a big creature. So maybe we get rid of Terminus and Tamiel. It seems crazy to get rid of both of those, but Ojutai gives me more cards and stuff. Okay, I can do that. So Terminus and Tamiel. Yeah, and with the Elspeth and Mirror Entity, that might just kill him super, super fast. Yeah, just, yeah, I think we just got to go with, like, this is the most removal, you know? Okay, okay. So that's one reason why we kept the the Hidden Dragon Slayer. Although Terminus would be the good with that. Oh no, I should have sacked it. Oh, I could have sacked it. Oh man, that's bad. Okay. That was bad. Let's not block. Oh man, why did I not? Oh my god. That was terrible. Terrible. Would have made a big difference. Okay. Alright. Let's see if we can survive this. So I still think, though, Elspeth here has got to be the right play, right? Because we can Dragon Slayer his guy after. heal. Okay. Mouse is drifting there. Okay, so pretty bad that we let him replay his Harbinger, but sorry, replay his guy. That was not good. There's also play Elspeth, Mirror Entity, and O-Ring. There's no question that was a big flub on that. Although if that's what he does with his turn, it may be tough for him to beat. Because then we can just play Dragon Slayer and kill his guy. Yeah, and that's all the non. So let's see. Let's do that. So let's cast it face down. And then Megamorph him. Okay, so we kill that. Good. Now make tokens. And we're definitely threatening lethal next time. So, okay. No reason to throw soldiers away because with the Mirror Entity, everyone is a really big threat. So next turn they can all be 5/5s. So that should do it, actually. Unless he has like opposition right now. And even then, if it's opposition, I should be able to O-ring it. Okay, that's scary. And that's going to kill my Elspeth, unfortunately. Okay. But then I get to hit back for lethal next turn. Okay, he does have enough for a counter spell. But yeah, this should do it, I think. So I can also remove the Eldrazi Monument if I really need to. Okay, so let's just make everybody big. All right. Well, we did a first one is a 3-0. That's really nice. Yeah, just looking back at the deck, I think it really had sort of like long-term replayability and value, and of course some really broken cards like Treachery mostly. But yeah, I feel like this is the kind of deck that just really excels in this version of the Vintage Cube because you're not going to lose quite so quickly early. So these like long-term value decks do really well. But yeah, that's so fun. It's a good start to the Legacy Cube, and we'll see you next time.